Why, hello, beautiful people. Hey, my whole squad, my whole nation. So, I've been doing these polls, trying to see what you all wanted me to, do videos on. And I did one about some collections I have. And the overall winner, resounding winner, out of Guerlain, Mugler, and Hubigans was Guerlain. Now, of course, Guerlain is very popular right now. They're having a moment. But let's go ahead and let's have a conversation about my Guerlain collection. So before we start my collection, let's talk about Guerlain as a company. And there's so much about them that I didn't know because I'll be honest with you, I have not really looked into who, about their history. But then I was reading up on it before I did this, and I was like, okay. So I'm just going to give you some of the big things that Guerlain has done. All right. So Guerlain started 200 years ago, about 1828. And that's because he opened up Pierre Francois Pascal Guerlain opened his first boutique in Paris. And it was where the Paris and rich English travelers came to acquire creams, makeup, and fragrances. So that's how Guerlain began. In 1853, he became the perfumer for Empress Eugenie, and he created the first bee bottle, which has now become part of the Guerlain brand as the bee bottle. I did not know this. Did you know this? In 1870, they created the first lipstick in a tube. It was equipped with a push button mechanism inspired by candlestick holders so that you could have, and it was a refillable case. I had no idea. And then in 1889, they created Jicky, which is was the beginning of modern perfumery because they combined synthetic and natural notes. It's like, oh, a Guerlain. Yes, they're prestige, they're luxury, but who knew? I did not know how much they were really a part of the beauty and perfume history and how much impact they had on it. Reading their history, I was like, wow, I had no clue. Now, of course, they created other fragrances like Mitsuko, um, LuuLuu, during that time. But of course, in 1925, they created the iconic Shalimar. I mean, Mitsuko and all of them are gorgeous fragrances, but when you think of Guerlain, we really do think of Shalimar. So Shalimar. Now, here's something else interesting that I read is back in 1939, they created the Guerlain Institute, which was the first in the world conceived of skincare in an avant-garde way, and pioneered the ultimate science of wellness, a pleasure for the senses combined with sophisticated technique and an art of gesture for maximum effectiveness over time. So they're one of the first beauty spas that they created, Guerlain Institute. In 1950, they created the very first skin serum. Um, did you know that? Because I sure didn't know that. And then, of course, they've made other things along the way, but those were the ones that really hit me. Like, wow, okay. So now we have the things that they make, and of course, they have a long line of other things that they do. One of the things that had honestly made me really start really appreciating Guerlain as a company was in 2021 was that they really have become part of the they have really become part of the protection of bees. So in 2021, they started the first Guerlain World Bee Day, which they donated 1 million euros to accelerate the action of its Guerlain for bees. And so that's one of the things that made me think of, so that's why the bee bottles have become really popular, especially with the Aqua Allegoria line, because they are really into the protection of the bees. And if you know me, I've gotten more into that myself. It was up to me, I'd have hives all over I just have hives, I don't care about the honey. I just want the hives for the bees. And so over the years, of course, they have been very innovative. So looking at this, what it tells me is that Guerlain has been very innovative in their approach to beauty, skincare, and perfumery. So Guerlain has become even more interesting as a brand to me, even though I can't afford a lot of the things that Guerlain makes, like the Orchid Imperial line, or certain lines. I just can't do on the regular, but I can appreciate the artistry that has come from where they began. They've always been a luxury brand. That's where they started, and that's where they sit at. However, they do have some things that can be purchased at a price point that I can afford. So let's talk about my Guerlain collection. All right, so let me say this. This is strictly my personal collection. This is not going to be La Art material. I do have quite a few of the La Art material samples to try, and I think I'm gonna try to get some more before I actually do that line. But I feel like I should talk about the ones that I actually own, and I'm gonna leave that one for a separate video. So this video will not have anything to do with La Art and material line, strictly the ones that I own. So let's go on and keep talking about them. All right, so we're gonna start out with this beauty right here. This is Insolence. Now this was the fragrance that made me fall in love with violet, candied violets. I wasn't into the irises and the violets until I got this. And this is a candied irisy violet. It's powdery. It's got the violet note. It's purple florals. It is a very stunning classic fragrance. Now, as always, this is definitely for somebody who loves powderiness, who loves that iris violet vibe. If you don't try this. Leave it alone. I just did my winter roses and I totally forgot to pull this one out. And this is Santal Royal. This is a boss. This is a boss fragrance. Totally unisex. It's oud and rose and leather with some sandalwood. This is a boss fragrance. This is a gorgeous rose oud. This is, but listen, you have to be a strong, take charge, don't care if people are turning heads type of fragrance, because Santal Royal is exactly that. The sandalwood is there. As it dries down, you get a little more sandalwood, but in the beginning, it's a rose oud, baby. And that leather, honey, you gotta like those type of strong notes in order to love this fragrance, Santal Royal. Are you planning on having a rich girl summer? Are you planning on being at the Hamptons? Are you planning on just living your best luxurious life in the summertime? Even if it's at home, creating this luxurious summer vibe in your home, right? Terracotta Le Parfum. This is that girl. First off, the bottle just begs to be on somebody's vanity. And this is coconut with tiare flower, some ylang ylang jasmine, vanilla. This is giving you rich girl summer, but rich generational wealth, trust fund baby summer. This is honey. This is the older ladies wear it, the younger ladies wear it. Baby, this is a classic summer fragrance. I mean, you cannot go wrong with this. This is giving you, I have not a care in the world. I'm luxuriating. It's just that type of life. Now, as it dries down, you get this kind of vanilla musky vibe, but you still keep all those beautiful florals and that coconut. So this is definitely a summertime vibe. Interestingly enough, this is called Terracotta Le Parfum, but it's actually an EDT. So it doesn't last as long as you think it does. So just spray it. And let me say this, terracotta comes in and out of stock. It is not always in stock. So if you see it and you like things like Estee Lauder's Bronze Goddess, if you like that Dolce Garden, if you like that style, you would like this. This is perfect for that type of collection. Or if you're just looking for a sunny, gorgeous, just feels like effortless chic summer fragrance, Terracotta La Parfum. That's it. Now I'm going to start with La Petite Robe Noir. Now, honestly, there are so many flankers of this. I just looked them up. It is ridiculous. And I'm trying not to be that person to keep buying them because I'm interested and I like them. So I've been really working hard on not looking for all of these because there are some and I'm looking at the list. I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't hear about this one. Whoa, where did this one come from? Hey, hold up. Here, what are we doing? So here is La Petite Robe Noir, the original. This is the Eau de Parfum, not the EDT, because they keep bringing out EDTs. I don't know what that's about. But of course, a lot of these have a cherry vibe to them. So this is cherries and red berries. It has a little rose in it and vanilla and tonka bean. So this, of course, this is all cherry and rose and almond, but it's not so much. La Petite Robe Noirs have a lightness to them, some of them. And this has a lighter vibe to it. It's very light and refreshing, yet is long lasting. I love the lightness of the cherry, and the almond is very not too much. And there is a little licorice note, which gives it a quite interesting vibe. But really, as it dries down, you get the vanilla, you get the tonka, and a little patchouli. So this is a beautiful, just cherried vibe. And and it's so interesting because people talk about all these cherry fragrances and act like La Petite Robe Noir does not exist when they actually do. Now, this is the first one I purchased, which is Petite Robe Noir Légère or Hippie Chic, depending on when you see the name. Now, this one is a lighter, more spring summer cherry because it has a little rose water in it. It has lemon. It's definitely brighter and lighter on it, wears even lighter than the eau de parfum. So this has it's giving you the DNA, but it's just a very like this for the spring and summer. So this is the spring and summer La Petite Robe Noir. This is hippie chic. Now, the Black Perfecto takes this to an intent, makes it much more intense, much more winter appropriate. It does have tea in it. It still has that. It still has the um, DNA. But what it does have, it has a little black tea in it. It has leather. It has patchouli and a darker musk. So this is a very dark, gorgeous, sexy cherry. And I will say the almond in the La Petite Robe Noirs are not giving Lost Cherry vibes. They are on their own. They stand alone, and they're gorgeous. But the cherry is very intense. This is more of a tea like a more tea based, just very in that leather. It is more about the cherry and leather, which gives it a much tougher vibe, a tough girl vibe, as opposed to the other ones, which are much more ladylike. This is for the bad girl of the family, because Guerlain is a luxury brand, right? So this one would be the bad girl of the family wearing her fragrance, wearing her Guerlain. She's wearing this with that cherry leather. All right, next up is Rose Cherry. Now, this is a little more cherry blossom and rose. So you get more of the floral in it. So you do get it becomes more rose and cherry as opposed to extremely full bodied cherry. But you are getting cherry blossom, you are getting cherry in it, and then you get the Bulgarian rose and Turkish rose, which give it a very rich, rosy vibe. Now, it also has white musk and vanilla. Once again, this is a much more lighter weight. Rose cherry is more spring, more fall, a little summer too. You can wear this in the summer too because this one, of course, has a little more lighter profile than something like Black Perfecto. Now, if you want another one that is giving deep, dark, Le Petit Robe Noir, I got another one for you. And this is La Petite Robe Noir Absolute. Now, when you order these, you have to make sure, because Fragrances sent me the wrong one twice when I was trying to get this, but I finally got it, and I'm so glad I have it because this is the cherry. still has that La Petite Robe Noir cherry almond, but it has smoke. It has black tea in it, and patchouli and leather. This is another one. So this and Black Perfecto, and this Black Perfecto is a little bit deeper and richer on the leather and things. This is like the black tea gives it a little, and the smoke. So this is a smokier version. Whereas Black Perfecto is more the leather cherry. This is a smoky tea cherry, like a smoky cherry tea. Yes. So I need to pull this out for this year and start wearing her again, because um, I picked her up, loved her, and then didn't wear her. So this is the conundrum of having a large collection. And that's why I'm kind of glad I'm not purchasing as much, because now I think I'm going to spend more time really, 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 really using wearing my things. So, all right. So that is the La Petite Robe Noirs I have. You know what? Scroll through Guerlain's page on Fragrantica and see how many fragrances they have. It is amazing how many. Now, I have noticed they do a lot of things like they do a lot of special editions and zhuzh up the bottles and everything, because I know they're good for that. But also, like the Arts and Material used to be Le Charnel Elixir, so they have a lot of things that they morph into different presentations and everything, because we know a lot of the art material are from that original collection. But anyway, let's talk Shalimar. Shalimar has been around. We celebrate 100 years, and I have to be honest, I don't have the original Shalimar because I was never really a fan of it. I think because I was younger when, and when I really smelled it, I was not ready for Shalimar. I was younger. It was like, I think I should get a bottle of it now and see, or at least a sample or decant, just to see if my thoughts have changed on it. So how I began with Shalimar, the modern day Shalimar for me, started with Souffle Intense. Now, of course, this is built around the Guerlain vanilla. Guerlain has a vanilla that we understand and that you can identify, because they do have a certain type of vanilla. But this right here is giving lemon pound cake. This has got bergamot, lemon, and mandarin orange, orange blossom, and then it's got vanilla, the Tahitian vanilla, benzoin, and white musk. This really does, as it dries down, it becomes a lemon pound cake to me. So much so that I saw when I tried Lyra, I was like, well, I don't need it because I have Shalimar Souffle Intense. Now, of course, this is harder to come by. So maybe now, if I run out of this, I would get Lyra if I was so inclined to wanting that scent profile again. But having this, I felt like I didn't need it. Then next up, I picked up, then I picked up this, which is Shalimar Souffle de Lumiere, which is very much like the Souffle Intense, but it's a little bit brighter. It says Lumiere, which gives you a very good thought for, gives you a reference. So it's the Calabrian bergamots with jasmine and ylang ylang, vanilla, and benzoin. So this is a brighter, citrusy floral with that just gorgeous, beautiful Guerlain vanilla. So this is Shalimar Souffle de Lumiere. So now let's talk about the Shalimar Millisemes. Now, I did not know about them until the thing with the Milliseme, I guess, is that they come out, they sell out, and they're done. And so when Vanille Planifolia came out, I didn't even know about it. And by the time I heard about it, it was gone. So I missed that one, which is I'm very sad by that. And I missed this one, and I had a small amount, but I had a small amount that I purchased of this one. But then one of my girls, she was so sweet and kind, gifted me this Millésime Tonka. Oh man, Tonka and vanilla with some almond. If this isn't a powdery vanillic beauty, I don't know what is. Oh my goodness. It has iris, it has rose, it has the almond, it has the tonka bean, and the vanilla. This is intensely beautiful. If you love vanillas, if you love tonka bean, if you love a powdery vanilla, this one right here, Millesime Tonka. Then they came out the next year with this one, which is Millesime Iris. And this is the same. Oh my goodness. It is this one has caramel in it and vanilla, and then the orris root and the bergamot. This is a rich, sweet, decadent version of a Guerlain vanilla. Gorgeous, but it still has that powderiness. And as I have it even longer, it is becoming more decadent and more beautiful. So let's talk Millesime Jasmine. This hat is a green vanilla. It has green notes to start with 3 different jasmines. It is not playing with you. The jasmine is becoming more intense and really maturing with the vanilla to make this a really gorgeous white floral vanilla. So this is Millesime Jasmine. Now, unfortunately, these are no longer available. I'm hoping that next year they will come out with another one. We always speculate on what the next one will be, since we've had Vanille Planifolia, which I wish I had got that one, because now how much they charge for Vanille Planifolia, and I could have got it for $100-something. Okay, but we have Tonka, we have Iris, we have Jasmine. I would love to see a plum vanilla, a Guerlain plum vanilla. That would be going in a totally different direction than what they've done so far, which is very classic, very kind of expected. But I would love to see them do something like that, like a beautiful, because I don't think they have anything with plum in it. A beautiful plum or a cherry, and they do cherry vanillas with the Petite Robe Noir. Yes, let's go with plum. Hmm. Hmm. What else would we want to see? Anyway, let's finally talk about Shalimar l'Essence. This is the celebration. This is the newest one for the celebration of 100 years of Shalimar. So now let me tell you what you're going to get in this. This is a musky vanilla. This is like the quintessential Guerlain vanilla. You have to like that powdery Guerlain vanilla, and it has a little rose in it. But really, that's all it is. It is the quintessential Guerlain Shalimar. It giving you that Guerlain vanilla. If you love any of these and you just want to have just go with just the straight line Shalimar Guerlain vanilla, then this is what you want. The other ones have other nuances to them, where this is just giving you musk, it's giving you vanilla with some iris, and so it is a deep, rich vanilla with a powderiness to it, which is so classic Shalimar. Shalimar with the vanilla. So if you want a classic but a little more modern vibe on on Shalimar, you want Shalimar l'Essence. It is giving you that beautiful vanilla with the powderiness, with an elegance that all of these have. So this is Shalimar l'Essence. All right, so that is it for my Shalimar collection. I know I don't have everything. I don't have the Guerlains. I'm not talking about, the other Aqua Allegorias and everything. But I'm trying to be better about things and not just purchase. When I get caught in a loop with a brand, because what can happen is I'll be like Guerlain, and then I'm trying to buy everything I can find. So these are the ones that I have. These are the ones that I enjoy. And tell me about yours. Tell me about your collection. Do you have Guerlain? Which ones do you have? Talk about it. Let's talk about it in the comments. All right. As always, thank you for watching. Be bold, be brave, be fearless, be free. Talk to you later.